What are you doing, Zach? So I'll tell you what, folks, I am biding my time until we get to the next exhibit. I don't know if you've noticed, I'm a bit of a chatterbox. I like to talk for generally the entire journey. I don't want you guys to have to sit in silence, right? The only people that I know of that actually like the sound of silence are Simon and Garfunkel fans. There we go, monks too. That's a good one. All right, folks, coming up, we're going to be seeing my #1 favorite animal on this journey. These guys are called the Okapi. Now, the Okapi is a pretty weird animal. The first thing you'll notice is that they have the legs of a zebra, the body of a horse, and the head of a giraffe. So I guess you could say they copied a bunch of other animals. Now, that is a little baby Okapi right there. His name is Bakari. He was born on September 24th, 2015. So he's still less than a year old right now. And then here's his brother right here. His brother's name is Bahati. His brother's a couple of years old now. I don't know the exact birth date. Although it does look like an amalgamation of several different creatures, the Okapi is only related to the giraffe in DNA. Just like the giraffe, they have a very long tongue. And also, just like the giraffe, they have those two bones called ossicones. Ossicones are only found in members of the giraffe family. And those bones just kind of jut out of the front of their head there. On the left-hand side, folks, you're looking at some cute little bay dikers. Now, bay diker is an Afrikaans word which means to dive. That's because they are so tiny, their only line of defense from predators is to literally dive underneath bushes and tall grass. So you folks in the back can check out the little bay dikers. You guys in the front, I want you to look in the very back left-hand corner. Going to be checking out our awesome African cheetah named Kahiji.
Cheetah?
Now, the cheetah is the fastest of all the living land mammals. They top out at a speed of 75 miles an hour. And the cheetah can reach those intense speeds on land because it is the only member of the large cat family that cannot fully retract its claws. So the cheetah's claws are indeed permanently out.
Oh, he's laying on the ground.
Not only that, but if you look closely at his face, you might notice those black lines that lead from his eyes down to his mouth. And just like how football players put black marks under their eyes before a game to reflect the sun, the cheetah has those black marks for the same reason. They use those black marks to reflect the sun on hot savanna days. It allows them to see further distances and chase down their prey a lot easier. And also, folks, contrary to popular belief, the cheetah is not a very big fan of Cheetos. All right, moving on. This is our white rhino barn and night house. This night house here is called a boma, which is Swahili for shelter. And this is indeed quite a shelter. It was built to withstand hurricane force winds and weather, keeping our white rhinos nice and safe. However, folks, if you look inside of there, you're going to be seeing our adorable little baby white rhino that we have here at the zoo. Her name is Ahadi. She was born on May 21st, 2015, so she did turn 1 last month. Now, even though this baby right here is just about a year old, she already weighs about 950 pounds, which sounds crazy, but that's about average for a white rhino of her age. In fact, the white rhino is the second largest of all the living land mammals, and when they're fully grown, they can get up to about 6,000 pounds on average. All right, folks, coming up next, we're going to be seeing the main exhibit for the white rhinos, along with our zebras right here. Did you guys know that the collective pronoun for a group of rhinos is a crash? Crash of rhinos. That's a true fact right there. Look it up. More true facts. The white rhinos got their name from the Afrikaans word vet, which means wide, referring to the shape of the wide lips that they have. So when they were first discovered, they were actually called the vet or the wide rhinos. It wasn't until decades after they were first discovered that people started calling them the white rhinos like we do today. And if you look very closely at their horns out there, you notice their horns are made of a tightly interwoven hair known as keratin. Keratin is also found on the human body inside of their hair and fingernails. So just like when you folks cut your hair and it grows back, if the white rhino's horn does break off for whatever reason, it will start to grow back right away. So this is a zebra, and on the right-hand side we have a bunch of cool bushes over here. If you look over on the right-hand side, look at those bushes. Wow. All right, these are called the Giraffe or Imperial Zebras. They are the largest subspecies of zebra in the world, also the most endangered. You can tell these zebras apart from other zebras because they have a very distinctive white underbelly, but we don't need to look under there for too long, so let's get going. Also, folks, you might not know this, but no two zebras have the same set of stripes, just like no two humans have the same set of fingerprints. So each set of stripes you see on the zebras are very special and unique, just like how my mom tells me I am. Over on the right-hand side, folks, you're looking at our one male elephant named Stula. He's an African elephant. The last last time we had him on a scale, he weighed over 10,000 pounds, which is how he got his name Stula, which is an Afrikaans word for sturdy. Now, there is a very sad story about how he got here. Unfortunately, you can see he's missing his tusks right there. He was attacked by poachers in the wild in Africa, and they took those tusks from him, and he's actually a rescue from Africa. That's how he ended up here with us at Tampa's Lowry Park Zoo. Off on the left-hand side, folks, you're seeing our female and baby elephants out there. We have 3 fully grown females. Their names are Majenga and Molly and Ellie. We have 2 babies. The one further on the left out there, her name is Impumi. The other baby out there, kind of by herself, her name is Bobby. The elephant, contrary to popular belief, does not use their trunk as a straw. Now, they will suck water up into their trunk, but they shoot the water into their mouth if they're thirsty. And a fully grown elephant can hold about 2.5 gallons of water in their trunk at a time. Now, you guys might have noticed that we keep Stula separated from the females. And we do that not for our sake, but because they do that naturally in the wild. The females and babies spend their time in large herds in Africa, while the males spend their time on the outskirts of the herd. And if the male tries to enter the herd of females and it's not mating season, the females will literally chase the male away from their group, which is very reminiscent of my dating life in high school. We also have our giraffes all the way up there, folks. Unfortunately, this is as close as we can get to the giraffes on this tour, but we do have a giraffe feeding platform for your pleasure and enjoyment. If you're feeling like feeding a giraffe today, you can head on up there, get a couple pieces of lettuce, and literally stand inches away from our giraffes as you feed them and take some beautiful pictures. Can't find that at Busch Gardens, can you? Cobras curse. Yeah. Anyways, the giraffe is the tallest of all the living land mammals. They stand between 16 and 19 feet tall on average. And the giraffe actually has a 25-pound heart inside of its body. That's about the size of a fully grown human's head. Some Grinch Stole Christmas stuff right there, huh?
We gotta wait to be straight.
Alright, what are we doing next here? We're going to be passing through our elephant transfer gates momentarily. As you can see, we use those gates to transfer our elephants from the main exhibits out there into this large building on the left-hand side called the Elephant Barn and Night House.
There's the elephant barn.
Now, the Elephant Barn and Night House, along with the entire elephant transfer gate system, was collectively a $3 million investment on Tampa Lowry Park Zoo's part, as I still sit here happily making minimum wage. Don't get me wrong, folks. This building is most certainly worth the money right here. It was built nice and sturdy, strong enough to withstand hurricane-force winds and weather, so it keeps our elephants safe during the plethora of hurricanes we have in Florida. It also comes complete with 2 outdoor holding pens, and on the inside is an industrial-sized scale. And of course, that's where we can just weigh the elephants to make sure they're both happy and healthy at all times. Moving on is our giraffe barn. It's a 19-foot tall enclosure built to accommodate all of our giraffes. Now, it is outdoors, but as you can see right here at about eye level, we have heaters. Those heaters are posted around the giraffe barn to keep our giraffes warm all throughout that frigid Floridian winter month we have. On the left side. Off on the right-hand side, folks, you're looking at our gigantic Gator Falls log flume ride. If you want to beat the heat today, you want to cool off a bit, you can always hop on that ride. Remember, all the rides here at the zoo are free of charge with your general admission ticket. So you can hop on that ride as many times as you want. Word of warning, though, folks, from experience, you get literally soaking wet on that ride, folks. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No matter where you sit, no matter what you wear, you're going to be soaking wet. So keep that in mind if you do ride. But moving on, this is our mixed species yard. Right back there, folks, you're looking at some of our lowland Nayalas. Now, the male right there, his name is Samson. As you can see, he's a lot larger and darker than the females that he has for.
Look at this thing right there.
The lowland Nayalas are very timid forest antelope. They spend their time in small herds in the wild, and they are most often active in the early mornings and the late nights. Now, right up here against the fence line, folks, I'm going to stop for just a second. Looking at an adorable black bear with a red face. His name is Henry, and between you and me, folks, Henry loves the attention he gets on these tours. So as you go by, please feel free to wave to Henry and say, "Hi, Henry." Now, Henry is a southern ground hornbill. The southern ground hornbill knows how to fly very well, but actually spends its life on the ground. It chooses to do that. It could fly away right now. But they spend their life on the ground using that big old beak right there to catch their prey, such as insects, rodents, and snakes. That's cute little Henry right there. Very friendly guy. So we talked about those lowland Nayalas very briefly. We already talked about those big old birds back there in the left-hand corner. Those are the marabou stork and the undertaker bird. And obviously we just talked about that southern ground hornbill right there, Henry. You guys might also see another southern ground hornbill amongst the tall grass there. Her name is Hannah, because who doesn't love alliteration, right? Henry and Hannah. Sometimes Henry plays a little knock-knock joke with me. Gonna give him that time to do that. Gonna knock on the barn today? Yeah. Alright, Henry, whatever. Alright, folks, we're moving right along. Right here on the left-hand side is our Aldabra tortoise exhibit. The Aldabra tortoise is the second largest species of land tortoise in the world. They weigh between about 300 and 500 pounds when fully grown. They've been known to live between about 100 and 175 years at the most. That's where they about top out. Now, every day from 12 p.m. to 12:30 p.m., starting right at noon, folks, we have a daily tortoise talk where you can actually walk around inside of this very exhibit and pet those tortoises, kneel down next to them, take some pictures. So if you are interested in learning more about the tortoises, you want to pet their weird, scaly heads, you can give that a try. Once again, that starts right at noon.
I've already had salmonella.
And finally, folks, another Galapagos tortoise here, the largest species of land tortoise in the world. I already talked about them briefly, but once again, they can live up to and over 200 years of age, folks. Pretty impressive, which is even more impressive when you realize that they start off at a couple of inches across and only about a couple of ounces in weight when they're born. But I don't know, folks, I guess if you had like 200 years to just sit around and eat, you'd get pretty big yourself, right? Whoa. All right, that was a big one there. I am going to apologize about that. They just added that fence on the left, and so it's just thrown me off my game today, folks. I'm terribly sorry about that. Happens like every once in a blue moon. You happen to be the lucky ones that see me mess up. That never happens. Ooh, all right, give me a heart attack. We are approaching the tram station, folks. Our expedition will be coming to a close very shortly. Once again, everyone, my name is Zach. I've been your expedition guide for the day. If you have any further questions about the animals you saw, about the exhibits they are in, or about how to get somewhere else in the zoo, please feel free to come up to me and ask. I'll be happy to answer any and all of your questions. Other than that, folks, thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful Saturday. Please enjoy the rest of your day here with us at Tampa, Lory Park Zoo. Have a nice day, folks.